I had a terrible experience dating a man with hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok that calls himself a dating coach. Yes, this is the man I've been referencing in several of my videos. This was my worst dating experience, but my biggest lesson. And this is the first time I experienced love bombing. It was a very intense form of emotional love bombing for me. He moved things super quickly from day one. He was able to get me to trust him very quickly, which is my fault. Like, I was naive. I should not have trusted him.
Well, if he's a dating coach, actually, and if he has the tiniest clue about what he's doing, then obviously he was going to love bomb you, especially if he's not serious about getting in a long-term relationship or about commitment. Because love bombing, despite being warned against on every possible social media platform, remains the most effective way to get whatever you want out of a woman quickly and to just leave, unfortunately, or ghost her. I still, up to this day, see so many viral videos on TikTok of women sharing their experience about how someone approached them for the first time on the road with a bouquet of flowers, with chocolates, and they're so happy and they're recounting their experience online, and they just think it's different because they are, for example, in a different city. They just think that's how the dating scene is in that city. Despite all the horror stories about dating in that specific city, they still get love bombed and they still get impressed before the first date itself. Not even on the first date, not even on the second date. The first time he sees a woman, the guy's already there with his bouquet of flowers, with his little handwritten letter, and with an expensive gift. Of course, it's suspicious. It should be, because he probably had these gifts ready before he even saw you. He was just looking for a victim. But it's still is not enough for women to realize that it's wrong. They still get trapped. They still think they are special because obviously women are very emotional. They're nurturing. They're delicate. They are inclined to believe that a man is doing something because they are so special. They are so different. And obviously I don't blame them for that. They are their own main event in their single life, because they are obviously single. They think they are all that and they are that important because they are actually that important to themselves. But what they don't realize is that that guy that is doing all this and offering them the world, or it looks like it at least, doesn't even know them. All he knows is what they look like. He just saw them from across a room or in the street, literally, and he's just approaching them in this way, and that is love bombing. But again, like I said, if he's the dating coach, he knows that it works.
He was able to get me to a very emotionally vulnerable, intimate place with him very quickly, just for him to literally flip like a switch. Like, he played me. Because I never experienced love bombing or anything like this type of behavior, I did not pick up on any of the red flags until much later. I've never been so hurt by someone in such a short period of time of knowing them.
Yeah, like I said, it's the most effective method. Unfortunately, it works. A man would be capable of hurting, even she said, I think she later on mentions that she dated him for a few weeks, 5 weeks or so. Most women will get hurt and will get depressed and will feel miserable if that same guy that love bombed them on day one at first sight, not even on the first date, if that same guy ghosted them the next day, they will still be hurt because love bombing works. Like I said, a man could see a woman from across the room or on the road, literally, and decide to go offer her a box of chocolate, flowers, a handwritten note, and talk about how mesmerizing she is. And she would still smile and laugh and find it impressive. And then that same man that she just met today, that she didn't even know 10 minutes ago, could text her or ghost her or never talk to her again, and she would get her. Because normally when this happens to women, they start thinking about these movies like 365 Days or 50 Shades of Grey, and they start having all these dreams about how there's going to be this man that will just show up in their lives and treat them in a very special way and give them the entire world when they did nothing to contribute to making a relationship that way or building that love story. And it just doesn't happen. And even if it happened, when the guy saw you, when he starts to love bomb you at first sight, it means that he didn't even know anything about you. He's just doing that for your looks alone. And if a guy is doing that for your looks alone, there will always be a woman more beautiful than you. No matter how beautiful you are, there will be a woman more beautiful than you. And that's all it takes for him to chase after her and give her all of that, because that's what happened with you. He didn't know you. He didn't know anything about you. And he still did all that at first sight, or he brought all that with him on the first date, all these gifts, all these expensive things on the first date, because all he needed probably is what you look like. And of course, if he's doing this to you and with you, he's gonna wanna have his head turned so easily by someone else, the next most beautiful woman he meets, and he's gonna want to leave you behind and chase after her. So clearly it shouldn't be flattering when you get love bombed at first sight. I'm not saying a man can never be a gentleman and just decide to spoil you and to treat you and to take care of you in that way. He can, but he should at least get to know you first, spend hours talking to you on the phone, meet you at least for 3-4 dates. It should be going somewhere before he gets to that stage. And I'm sure that's still considered love bombing by most people, because like I said, in this case, the guy knew her for 5 weeks. But if you want to be cautious as a woman, then you should just keep in mind that you don't really know this guy. You just met him for 4 dates, and you should stop yourself from getting so attached or so vulnerable so quickly. You can still have your walls up, even by the 4th date, even by the 3rd week, because it's still early to some extent.
The entire relationship was like 5 weeks. Part of the reason I trusted him is because of his platform. I just assumed he was mature. He's also 9 years older than me. I assumed he was emotionally intelligent. I assumed at the bare minimum he wouldn't play games with me, because his whole platform is about dating with intention, clear communication, like not playing games with people. He proved me wrong though.
Well, unfortunately, this guy, this dating coach specifically, had this, how would I call it, this competitive advantage. And he made women, or he made this specific woman, I'm sure he does the same with other women too, believe that he's more worthy of trust just because he's a dating coach, just because of his social media content, or because of the way he speaks online. He pretends on social media to be mature, to be emotionally intelligent, to be capable of clear communication in a relationship, which are all qualities that women are looking for in a partner. So of course this made it all way easier for him. And in this case, as you heard yourself, the entire relationship took 5 weeks, which means he didn't really love bomb her at first sight or on the first dates. But what he probably did is make her think or act as if they trusted each other fully, as if they are husband and wife and have been married for 20 years. They probably reached that level of trust and intimacy and closeness. Unfortunately, he was way older than her. I think there was a 9 years gap between them, and he's using all of these factors to his advantage. So again, love bombing is not just about the first date or the second date. It can happen so quickly, and it can make the relationship die in less than 3 months, because you already reached the peak and came crashing down already by the 6th or the 7th week at most, because you speed run through all the possible stages of a close relationship. The guy is doing all this consciously, so it's not like he's surprised that it didn't work. He's doing all this to get whatever he wants out of you, to reach that level of intimacy with you, and then to see whether he likes it or not, whether he's happy with you after he's seen every aspect of you, after he's seen how you love deeply, how you trust someone, how you give someone your soul, your body, your everything, and then he will decide whether he likes it or not. And in most cases, he wouldn't, because he's capable of reaching this stage so quickly with other people too. So he's going to want to go and see how someone else is when they get to that level. So he's never going to stay anyway.
But yeah, this man should not have a dating platform with a female audience and so much access to women that trust him through his platform. Like, that's how he got me. Low-key kind of scared of this guy, because what are you doing? Women should know about him.
You're right. This specific man should not have a platform, an online platform, where he has access to so many women that believe him, that trust him, that come to him for dating advice. But what is the moral of the story in this case? The moral of the story, in my opinion, is that if someone love bombs you, you should be very aware of what they are doing or of what they could be doing, because maybe we don't want to be the person that is very paranoid and that is going to point fingers at any man who decides to be a gentleman and treat you nicely or spoil you. We're not going to do that. So what you want to do is you're just going to be alert. No matter what the guy does for you, you don't believe him, you don't get attached, you give it time. You don't give yourself away on a golden platter just because the guy did this and that on the first and second date. You don't. At least that's my opinion. Of course, you're free to do whatever you want to do with your body, with yourself. But in my opinion, to avoid getting hurt, to avoid being in this type of situation, to avoid being the victim of someone that love bombed you and left you crying on the cold hard floor in Taylor Swift's word or lyrics. So if you want to avoid that, it's best to not give away any part of you. You can show up, you can go on dates, you can smile, you can be happy. He will have your company, and that's about it. You don't get intimate with this type of person, because that's the point. Let's be honest. He's doing all this to convince you indirectly to get to that point earlier. So if you're the type of woman that usually gets to that stage after, let's say, 10 dates, this type of man, the man that will show up and love bomb you, what's his goal? His goal is to get you there by the second date. So you should be aware of that.
So a girl reached out to me saying she had a very similar experience with the same exact man, the same dating coach. Her and I are going to get drinks together next weekend. Can't wait. Our stories are eerily similar. He met her the day after things ended between him and I. He started dating her, and he pretty much did the exact same thing to her. There is a 10-year age gap between her and him. There's a 9-year age gap between me and him. Hearing her story just reaffirms my experience with him, and it confirms what I suspected about him. Just think about it, though. He talks to women all day, every day about dating. He has gotten so into the female brain, our thoughts, our emotions, what we fundamentally want and need in a man. So when he sees a beautiful woman that he wants, he knows exactly what to do to manipulate her. And then he comes on TikTok talking about dating with purpose, dating with intention, how to communicate, acting like he's the shit. He's insane. Let's not underplay this. He is insane. He is a narcissist. Period.
So yes, like I said, he was doing it to other people too. He didn't even need 1 week to get over their relationship or after their breakup. He obviously didn't care that much about this girl. That's why he moved on, and that's why he went and found a new victim on the next day after they broke up. So that's sad. I hope that this guy is caught and exposed and that everyone knows who he is, because he shouldn't have access to this type of power. He shouldn't have a platform. He shouldn't be able to do this, especially when he's selecting women that are way younger than him. I think that's a big red flag. And of course, a man can still decide, like I said, to be a gentleman, to treat you very nicely. You just have to be aware. And clearly, if the guy does this at first sight or on the first date, he's showing up with so many gifts, he's trying to be that type of a guy, of a man, he doesn't know you that well. It's not even been the third date or the fourth date. In that specific case, you have to be more alert. You have to be more attentive. You have to open your eyes wide and look around and see what's happening and be very careful. But still, if he does it after 1, 2, 3 weeks, it's still not good enough. You still have to be cautious, and you don't let them get what they want out of you. In fact, this could even turn someone who is trying to love bomb you into a real possible partner, because the more you don't give them what they want, what they're waiting for, the more they're going to have to stick around and spend time with you and spend more time with you. And they will get to know you naturally by spending more time with you, because you wouldn't give it up. And they may actually get interested in you. They may actually like you for real. They are forced to take the time to get to know you, because you are not giving it up so easily, no matter what they're doing, despite all the love bombing. If you got to this stage, may as well subscribe. And again, if you're a woman, a single woman that is dating for marriage, I have created a program designed to help you find your best possible match and most suitable match, your potential husband, within ideally 6 months to 12 months. If that sounds like something of interest, you can find the link in the description box under this video and join my community. You will find this program in the classroom section of my community, and I will see you there.